So retinol. Why do eye products go before others? Let's start with that, shall we? Because that's really been getting on my nerves. Can I just share? Eye products go first because if you do a serum, an anti-aging serum, hate that term, but you know what I mean, an anti-aging serum, your moisturizer, whatever, and then you put your eye cream on last. I don't know what you do, but the first thing I do when I put a serum on is I go like this, and then I go up like this. If I've already covered this with a serum and a moisturizer, how's my eye cream, which is generally a lighter texture, how's that going to penetrate? So eyes first, always. So all of you people that I see doing their routines online, don't think I won't come for you, because I will. If you wanted to, you can put a filter on while you're live, but you don't need one. Oh, can you? Oh, I don't even, let's face it, people, I had a hard time doing the pinning the topic, didn't I? We're doing retinol. I'll keep saying that every 5 minutes. I can't even remember what I did yesterday. I did it by accident, okay? So let's do basic retinol info. Paula's Choice Retinol is great. It's very strong. Don't be fooled. It is strong. Basic retinol info. Let me just start by saying, if you are, I'll come back to the question about the thin serum, because that's the only time where I would make a slight adjustment to the eye cream first thing. I feel like I've put some, trust me, I don't know what you can see, but I do not look like me. So I don't know what is happening. Anyway, if you are new to retinols completely, go to YouTube. I spent like 6 months last year doing YouTube videos. Well, that's what you do on YouTube traditionally. We did a Q&A. We did frequently asked questions. I did beginners. I did mediative. That's not even a word. That's not even a word. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's that from? And yeah, I did all. I just basically spent it. Started like a little thing, and it took months. So I would highly, almost beg you to go and look at YouTube if you have any questions on retinol that aren't answered here. Okay. So just to go back and just touch on the question about eye cream and serum. If I am using a serum that is really fine and watery, yes, friends. Oh, Grace, you were close. There was one in front of you. That's not even a word. If I'm using a serum that is really light and I think will be beneficial to the eye area, I will do that under the eye cream. But in general, if in doubt, do eye cream first. Easiest way. Monica, he's a transponder. Chanan Labong. Okay, stop, because I could be here all day. Okay. I will give you some basics and then just shout out and I'll say yes or no and what kind of strength. I think that might work. If you don't peel, is it working? Yes. It's just going to take you longer to get there. So the difference between a normal retinol and a prescription strength, which is like, wah, is that the normal retinol is like a bicycle and you'll get there, just take you a bit longer. And prescription strength is like a bit of a rocket ship, if that helps. I was going to try this light again, because honestly, I look like, when the filter is on, horrific. And by the way, this isn't me trying to get like some weird sympathy thing. Like, I'm not being self-deprecating. I have literally on mine put some random filter on that makes me look like a cartoon. I'm just putting that out there. It says there isn't, but there is. Okay, so starting. How long on Medicate 3 before moving up? Use it once, not once. Use a whole tube or pump or whatever, and then move up. Why face only? Because your neck, the skin on your neck is too thin. It's quite crepey. There's not as much. Just let me pause a minute to put my tea back in. There is not as much oil here as you have going on here, and this peels and hurts and chaps like a mofo. It is like pop art, isn't it? I've put some random filter on it. It is. That's what it is. Thank you very much. It's not me going mad. So yeah, I don't do self-deprecating. I'm all about I look fabulous, even when I look like a bag of shite. But there was some random filter that is making me look like some. Anyway, it's fine. I'm over it. Let's move on. Someone said something about my lashes. Can I just say that if the airlines are still down in a few weeks, we can all fly somewhere on my lashes, because honestly, they're growing out and I can see them here like this. I am about to maybe take scissors to them. They do make me laugh. I'm kind of hoping that they stay, but it's terrifying, honestly. Please don't judge my lash lady on this. She'll see this and have kittens. I should have been in like last week to have them all sorted, but we'll see what they're like in a week or two. I might have to do them myself. Can you imagine the horror? Okay. Oh my God, I read that as can retinol bring you out in nipples? I was going to say, well, that's a sad side effect someone would pay for. Can retinol bring you out in pimples? Yes, absolutely it can. Air hyrens, I don't know what that means. Please speak to me in grown-up talk. I can't do teenage speak. Ava says things to me and I just go, I have no idea what you just said to me. Starting Tret at 0.05 because it's not sold lower in my country. Any advice? Yes, your face might fall off in the nicest possible way. Buffer it. Depends how old you are. I can't see Anna, but you look very young. That's a compliment. So try twice a week and then move it up. You should peel. Like I said over the last few, I think we touched on it in the serums one. If there is a very small group of people that labs have now isolated that genetically have absolutely retinol, vitamin A, we should say vitamin A. Vitamin A has absolutely no effect on their skin. They don't know why. They're looking into it. SkinCeuticals is one of the brands that has got all of their scientists working on it. They don't know why. They're just working on it to try and find out why people just don't react. Because, for example, there are certain retinols, if I put them on my face, I will look like the guy whose face melts in Indiana Jones within 2-3 days if I do it every day. That's the joy of Tret, though. You put it on, nothing happens, and you think, this is fine. I can use this tomorrow and the next day. And then day 4 or 5, it's like, bam. And it's just, yeah, it's not attractive. Jesus, my neck, something needs to be done. That's why Nora Ephron says we should all wear polar necks, my friend. You can do everything else to your neck. You can moisturize it. You can acid it. I take the acid all the way down and then turn it over and go again. You can put oil on it. Your neck loves a bit of oil. Word to the wise though, don't wear like a black jumper if you do that, because you get like a black ring of dirt where it gathers. That's not attractive. But retinol is strong. Vitamin A is too much for it. You might find you're okay with a mild vitamin A in oil, like any of the ones we've mentioned before, like Pestle and Mortar, Sunday Riley Luna, Jordan Samuel, all the ones that are in an oil base. You might find you're okay, but don't be going near your neck with a hardcore Tret. It's not attractive. Yes, I've tried the Shani or Shani. I say Shani Darden Retinol Reform. That is also strong. Pixie Retinol Tonic is a beginner. I mean, I can use Pixie Retinol Tonic while I'm using another strong, even a prescription strength. Not at the same time, like in the morning. You don't need to, but you know, you can. Dermatica, good for pigmentation and uneven skin tone. Yes. Does everyone need to use retinol? No. Depends on your skin, how old you are, your lifestyle, all that sort of thing. If you're just aging, if your skin and your genetics are good and you're aging really well, then don't stress. If you get to your 30s and you think, what the hell is this? You might want to consider it. How can I alternate different Pixie Retinol Tonic and the ordinary ones? They're 3 different things, my friend. The Pixie Retinol Tonic, as I've said, is kind of over here. It's very much a starter and it's good to sort of gently topically exfoliate. Differin is adapalene, and that is great for acne and has some benefits that are anti-aging. And the ordinary is the retinol. That depends if it's the one in squalane or I can't remember what the other one is, but yeah, the one in squalane is quite mild. You could actually use all 3 of those, not together, but at similar times. So you could use different one day, the ordinary the next. Depends what your routine looks like and what you want to do. Does applying a moisturizer over prescription Tret change its effectiveness? Yes, it buffers it. So if you are going to use a moisturizer over a prescription tretinoin, make sure you leave the Tret on your skin for a good 20 minutes to half an hour. I mean, I put it on in the evening and then I go and potter, and then when I come to bed or after half an hour and I think, oh, my skin's a bit dry, then I put a moisturizer on. I would say don't make the moisturizer that you put on top of it particularly active. Don't waste it, because the Tret is already doing more than the moisturizer will. So just keep the moisturizer at a hydration level. Long and steady wins the race for retinol, or should I just hit it hard in winter? Okay, that depends on your age, and I wouldn't worry about the seasons. Now is a good time to crack on because we are stranded indoors and no one's going to see your flaky face, no matter where you live, summer or winter. So, and also, like I've said before, retinol, and again, I'm using the layman's generic term, it's vitamin A, but retinoids are sold worldwide year round. So, you know, the Middle East, the Far East, places like South Africa, places where, I mean, the southern states in America, yes, they can be cooler in the winter. Obviously, I used to live there. But people in Florida buy vitamin A. Do you see what I mean? So don't worry so much about the weather. You just need to make sure you're taking care of the skin that's coming through when you are doing that, if that makes sense. When I say if that makes sense, by the way, it's not me doubting your capability to understand what I'm saying. It's me doubting whether or not I put it across in a sensible fashion. Thank you. Have you tried the new Beauty Pie? I haven't tried the new Beauty Pie high dose booster treatment. I can imagine it's quite good. Hi Caroline, I finished 2 Paula's Choice 1%. Where should I go next, please, as I feel I need something stronger? Vicky, it depends how old you are. If you are as old as your name makes out, then you're quite young, and I would say stick where you are. If that's just a number that you put on your username, then you can move up to prescription strength. You can move up to a Medicate product. Medicate generally have the stronger products on the market. But the Paula's Choice 1%, it would be worth moving up to like a Retinoate or a Retinol, NAL, because they are a little bit stronger. I mean, they're a lot stronger, but it depends on the formula. But Medicate ones I would trust, so I would go with them. Oh my God, suddenly, you know, when it starts scrolling and there's like 4 billion questions. Okay. What moisturizer for AM? What about vitamin A in pregnancy? So the standard line is you shelve. Oh, Vicky 99 is 47. Yes, mate, crack on and get something stronger. The standard line is if you're pregnant, you avoid vitamin A. But that stems from taking Roaccutane, which is absolutely forbidden in pregnancy, to the point where if you are given Roaccutane, you have to go on the pill. A lot of the times it may have changed now, but it used to be you have to sign contract, you have to go on the pill, because it is like it's catastrophic to the fetus. But that has led to this whole thing that, oh, well, then you absolutely can't put retinol topically on the skin. Applying an over-the-counter product onto the skin does not get into the bloodstream. If it did, that would be called a drug, and it would be available on prescription. However, as always, I say this purely to ease the minds of those of you who have been using a vitamin A and then found out you were 7-8 weeks pregnant. Please don't worry. It's fine. I don't know anyone in the industry who changed their routine through pregnancy or breastfeeding. So, and Dr. Emma Wedgworth, whose video was due to go up last week, but then I started doing these and having to get these up every day, and it takes hours, especially all the links on the blog. Not that I do the links, thanks Christopher. But the upload and the adapting it in Final Cut Pro and all that is a mare. I've given myself like a job, like I needed one. So I think it comes from the worry, understandably. If you can give it up for 9 months, give it up. However, like I was going to say, Emma Wedgworth has said things, and other derms have said to me that if they have a patient who is suffering from acne and is pregnant, they will advise they continue using their vitamin A. But I am not your doctor. I am certainly not your gynecologist, and I don't want to upset anyone. I would just say if you find out you're pregnant and you've been using it, please don't worry. Okay? NIOD MMHC serum before or after, or 2030 after Tret. So NIOD multimolecular hyaluronic concentrate or complex would go after your Tret. Tret is always first on the skin, especially prescription strength. So just bear that in mind. What about vitamin C if I'm mixing it with the ordinary ferulic and resveratrol? Well, vitamin C, ferulic is a vitamin C, so I think that might be a bit of overkill, my friend. You don't need 3 serums mixed together. Oh my God, look at that lash when I scratch my eye. It's like, We're doing retinol, Sophie Louise. Yeah, you don't need all three. You can use them in the morning, but you don't do... Oh, yeah, you still have to go on the pill and do monthly pregnancy tests if you're on Roaccutane. That's right. But don't stress if you find out you're pregnant and you've been using, like, the ordinary retinol. It's absolutely fine. It's not that strong, and they're not designed to go into your bloodstream. That is a drug. I'm 35 and I introduced as first retinoid Luna by Sunday Riley. I use it twice a week. My skin doesn't like it though. Any other suggestions? What do you mean by your skin doesn't like it though? Because sometimes the effect, if someone's unaware, the effect that retinol has on your skin can seem like an allergic reaction or can seem like your skin doesn't like it. So I would ask what effect it had on your skin. If it made you red and flaky, for example, it's supposed to do that. If it burned and it was really sore, that would be different. But Luna from Sunday Riley isn't that kind of product. So I would ask for more info in that case. I'm 63 and using retinol 0.05 2 to 3 times a week. Should I increase to every night to get better results? Yes. Not for the rest of you, just for my 63-year-old. Thank you very much. From the US, what is Tret? Prescription vitamin A, Tretinoin. Help. Kate Somerville's retinol and vitamin C range can be used together, or, oh God, it's just gone. Hang on. Or the serum and the cream in the same routine. Yeah, no, you can use them in the same routine. That's different. That's where the formula has been made to be used together. So absolutely. Is the ordinary Gran-Active retinoid 2% emulsion any good? Which of the ordinary retinoids would you recommend? You're 25. They're fine for you if you're 25. My age, I would be looking for something much, much stronger. Best retinol for pigmentation is prescription strength. So you need to look at either getting it from your GP or getting it from a derm or getting it from somewhere like Curology or Dermatica Online, which I've mentioned before. Retinol at 27. 2 of you at 27. I'm 27. Should I start using a Tret? Or am I okay to leave it a few years? For both of you, it depends on your lifestyle. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you get much sleep? Are you really stressed? Are you happy with your genes? Does your skin look... Are you happy with your skin? If you are, then just leave it. If you're not, then crack on. Breakout scars, hyperpigmentation, sunspots, retinol or Tret? Tret. To be honest, people, the Tret is always going to be the answer unless you are the aforementioned, oh, I'm 25, my skin's really great, and I don't smoke or drink, and you live like the perfect lifestyle. Then the answer will always be Tret. Tret is the gold standard. So prescription strength vitamin A, I mean, it's proven. You know, you can make any kind of claim. It's a drug. So it will always be, the answer will always be Tret, especially if you're my age. Come on. We need all the help we can get, and Jesus. SkinCeuticals or Medicate, which would you pick? The SkinCeuticals is retinol, and Medicate has a varying selection. So it depends on what you want and how old you are and all that kind of thing. But they're both brilliant brands, and they're both scientific brands, which I love, as you know. So I would, depends on budget and if you've used one and you want to move up or anything like that. See what I mean? Can retinol products reduce acne pigmentation? Yes, they can. Hello from the American South. Well, hey, y'all. We love you down here. Chantal Rose de May cream. Does it provide enough moisture for someone on Tretinoin? Yes, if you can afford it. Yes, it's a beautiful cream. What do you think of eye cream that has retinol in it? I think they're great. I have one here. Don't I? I thought I did. I don't know where it is. To be honest, my drawers are a mess since I've been doing this. It's all your fault. Should retinol always make you peel? It won't always make you peel. A strong one will, and a retinol versus a retinal or a retinaldehyde or a retinoate will make you peel because your skin has to work harder to convert it. Can retinol damage your barrier function? Well, yeah, it kind of does in essence, but but that's kind of the joy of it. If you then buffer it, then you get the joy of what happens. It kind of has to break it down to rebuild it. Kind of. I mean, it doesn't actually break your skin. Please don't worry. Someone's saying, oh Lord, no, vitamin C morning and Tret at night. That is true, but you can use vitamin C at night with good results. You wouldn't use it together with the Tret, but on the nights you weren't using Tret, you could use vitamin C because it is very good for your collagen while you are sleeping. Tretinoin in a cream for... By the way, the reason I read these out is because when I put this up on YouTube and on IGTV, you don't see the questions. So I have to keep, doing that. Oh, Monty's joined me. Tretinoid in a cream for late 20 skin all over the face or no? Yeah, you would use a vitamin A all over the face unless you have... So sometimes I will do this. I grab this, which is my prescription Tret. And if I have, I woke up, look at that. See that pimple there? They're gone down now. That's just a little bit... See this one here? Cadbury's mini eggs. I'm telling you, this quarantine is messing with me. But I'll do my whole routine and then I'll do this. So you just take a teeny bit. Oh, pants. That was my new one. Never mind. And you go like that. See? And you just dab it on the spots. It's the high quality action that you're here for. Now here, I'll just rub it in a bit. But there and there, you just blend. And then you leave it. Okay. Oh my good Lord, there's loads. Can I use a retinol alongside Paula's Choice BHA? Use Paula's Choice in the morning, use your retinol in the evening. Does retinol cause purging? Yes, it does. Retinol by the ordinary, not strong enough. Yeah, it's not designed to be. It's a beginner retinol. What to do when the flake hits? You moisturize, and you moisturize again. Tretinoin and hydroquinone. Should you use vitamin C in the morning? Yeah, there's no, at the moment, I mean, the general consensus is that vitamin C supports retinol and vice versa. So you would use them at alternate times of the day, but yeah, you would use them both. Best eye retinol. To be honest, I would just find an eye cream that has retinol in it and use it because it's designed to be used for that. So Dennis Gross makes one, Medicate make one, Kate Somerville makes them. That's the way I would do it. Oh my good Lord. 53 retinol. What is this? What does it do? Where should I get it? So adventures at number 1, you need to go to my YouTube channel. Just find YouTube, search me, and then there's a whole retinol series. Start at the beginning, make a brew because you'll be there for days. Please be there for days. It took me months to make it, and watch all the way through and then you'll know. What toner to use before retinol? Can you use a glycolic acid? The general consensus is you apply retinol directly to your skin once you've cleansed. You can use an acid, but I don't really. Especially Tret, like prescription strength, just put it straight on your face. That's how I would think of it. Save your acids and use your toners in the morning. What's your opinion on Allies of Skin retinol? Is it stronger or weaker than Sunday Riley A+? It's definitely stronger than Luna. I don't know enough to say if it's stronger than A+, but the Allies of Skin one, I did have it here actually. Again, in my drawer that's now a mess. No, that's the Mandelic. The Allies of Skin one is strong, so I would go easy. My instinct would be to say Allies of Skin, then A+, and then Luna in terms of decreasing strength. Doesn't mean it's not going to work though. Is our retinoid any good? Yes, it is very good. The turnover of skin, if times is predetermined and tretinoin, is it better to use 0.025 every day rather than 0.5? My skin is accommodated to 0.05 and I use it every day. Depends how old you are, mate. If you, that is Natina Net. Depends how old you are. If you're 20, you don't need to use it that often. If you're my age, I would just crack on. They do say, of course, that you can reach the tipping point where your skin just goes, oh, yeah, I haven't got anything else to give you. I'm all done. We're all stocked up here. We're done. Let's hope that by the time that happens, we're in our 60s and 70s and we're as fab as we can be. And that's all good. Retinol on wet or dry face? Dry face. Hang on. I've got a lot of hellos. Hello. Can you use a serum after retinol? You can. You can use whatever you want as long as it's not something really active. I would tend to just use something maybe a bit moisturizing. It depends. Someone else just said apply tretinoin over moisturizer. That's a random statement. I wouldn't I would say if you're starting, you could do that, but I would still say you don't want the tretinoin to, I mean, you're paying for it, so you don't want the tretinoin to be weakened per se. I would rather use Tret on my face neat and then put a moisturizer on after 5 minutes. That's how I would buffer it. So that's me. To my mind, if you're going to put a moisturizer on and then put Tret on, it's a bit pointless. You might as well just use a normal retinol. But that's me. I'm just saying, that's just me. Retinol when trying for a baby. Like I've said, she says carefully, you can technically use all of them except for prescription strength, but no brand will tell you that because obviously, understandably, they don't want to cause any harm and they're all worried about being sued. Let's face it. So I would just say use your instincts. But if you are really worried, use one that's an oil base because they are always invariably always milder. Can I use Beauty Pie Night Retinol and Alpha Liquid Gold together? No, don't do them together. Alpha H is a strong glycolic and the Beauty Pie Retinol is good. We'll just use them separately. Have you used Barbara Sturm products? Love the cleanser, but only thing I can afford. No comment. Can you put a serum underneath your retinol? You can, but again, let's just establish we're going to put retinol neat onto our skin and then we're going to put stuff on top. Okie dokes. Whenever I try retinol, it brings me out in spots. Should I persist? Yes, you should persist. Unless, of course, it looks like an allergic reaction, in which case, then you'll know. You know there's a difference. So then, no. Is the Murad retinol strong enough for someone in their 40s? Yeah, it's quite strong. And they've got a new one out too, which has just arrived. I sprayed it with all my disinfectant. I've put it to one side. I haven't opened it yet. UK, only way to get Tret is through a derm. Don't bother NHS. Use Dermatica. Well, I would agree with that only if it's for anti-aging. If you need tretinoin because you have acne, absolutely go to your GP and ask for a referral. It will take you longer. In the meantime, if you can afford 20 quid a month for Dermatica, they're onto a winner. How another company hasn't popped up yet and copied Dermatica's model, I don't know. But there we go. Yes, it's a good service. Someone just asked. Hydroquinone and retinol together, too much or alternate nights? I would do alternate. Do your hydroquinone in the morning, do your retinol in the evening, or even vice versa if you're not going out the house. I mean, I've been using retinol the odd daytime too because I'm not going anywhere and it's dark and rainy. I'm worried that my pestle and mortar retinol is not up to the task. You're 44. That would be helpful, people. Going forward, put all your ages after your questions, please, and then I can answer it better for you. The pestle and mortar one is very mild. It's very good, but it's very mild. After that, I would certainly move up. So on YouTube, I would watch the video for intermediate retinols, the middle section. Thank you. They do last. Dermatica does last longer than a month, and I never throw them out. I just keep them coming, and then I use them up. Can you use adapalene to treat a spot? Yes, you can. What is the best food for skin? Omegas, probably. Most people would say omegas, oily fish, things like that. Can I eat a shareable bag of Skittles, then counter the effects with retinol? No, you can't, but I like your thinking, if only. Thoughts on Retroderm, please. Retroderm is good. It's also strong. There's a 0.05 and there's a 0.1. I've used both. They're both great. They are available from clinics. So that is, again, sort of a step closer, a bit closer to a prescription, but not quite. What is the best way to get rid of lasting spot marks? Vitamin A, depends how bad they are. Laser, more invasive treatments. Again, it always depends how bad they are. I use vitamin A retinol under my eyes per Shireen Idris's recommendation, but I'm a bit conditioned to this. Yeah, she's hardcore. What I love about Shireen Idris, we're trying to organise a live, by the way. She was supposed to come to London just before lockdown happened, and we were going to film together. Because obviously we have opposing views on a couple of things. Not that I'm about to argue with a derm, but you know what I mean. Like, I like the banter and I like to go, oh, really interesting, but I find this in a respectful way. So she tells people to use Tret under the eye, but tells them not to use hyaluronic acid. I'm like, dude, you are smoking crack. total disclosure, she's a very professional board certified dermatologist and would never do that. So we've spoken about this before. The drunk elephant retinol is very strong. Just putting that out there as an overriding caution. Retinol works best on a dry face, right, Caroline? Yes, Dane, it does. Thoughts on bakuchiol? Yeah, bakuchiol's fine. I said this in the serum live as well. It's fine. Like CBD, I don't think it's like the second coming of Jesus. And it's certainly not on the same level as tretinoin, but it is a nice alternative. And if you are worried about pregnancy, or not worried about being pregnant, if you are pregnant or you're worried about any kind of any possibility of it getting to your baby or breastfeeding, then switch to bakuchiol. But especially when you're breastfeeding, mate, unless, I've said before, unless you're rubbing it all over your boobs, it ain't going to hurt the baby. Do you know what I mean? Right, so many questions. I might go off at like 1:45 tonight, guys. I am knackered. I don't know about you. I read something that said, and by the way, I am not here to pitch any of my theories about the C word virus that is going around. It's just something I read that said that you can have had it and just suffer from exhaustion. And I'm like, well, it's either that or I'm going into hibernation, because I'm literally like, oh my God, I got up at 11:30 today. 11:30, people. I used to be up at 6 a.m. every day. I don't know what is happening to me. Okay. Hydroquinone and being a carcinogenic, should I use for melasma? Yeah, so let's just put something out there too. You want your blue Adidas zip up. I think I got it from ASOS, but we can't order from them until they clarify that their warehouse workers are safe. Let's remember that. So let's just clarify. When I talk about any kind of product, you will never hear me say that something is toxic, that it is going to absorb through to your skin in 20 seconds or 15, whatever it is, where it says 60% goes into your bloodstream, because it's a nonsense, right? So it's not, if you ask me that question, it's not that I mean to come back aggressive. I'm coming back aggressive, not at you, but at the people who put that into people's minds, like the scaremongering. I have no time for the scaremongering. So maybe we do, don't grass me up. Don't grass me up and tell her how old I am. I'm 50. Someone asked how old you are, and I was going to come to it, but I'm still, So yeah, it will always be, I will always err on the side of science, and I will always err on the side of brands that bring you science. You won't hear me say this is toxic and you shouldn't use this because your body's going to absorb it and it's poisonous and blah, blah, blah. You just won't. Can you use Estee Lauder A&R over retinol? Yes, you can. And that's quite a nice choice, actually. If you don't want to have, I'm saving all of these live videos, by the way. They all come up as IGTV either tomorrow or the next day, and then they go onto YouTube, same time. I'm always about the science. You'll never hear me say you shouldn't use that if you're pregnant because it's toxic. You will literally never hear that out of my mouth. So if you are of the green parabens are the devil thinking, these are not the droids you're looking for. What should we expect post-flake? I tried to persevere but chickened out. So post-flake, you will have moisturized. You'll find your skin has more bounce. It should have more clarity. It should be fairly clear. Like my forehead is fairly clear, right? Let's look at the grey halo today. Not too bad in this weird filter I've got on. So that's okay. Here, I've got a bit pink under the nose because I took it too close to my nose. Afterwards, your skin should look pretty clear. It should be fairly smooth to the touch. So it depends. And it depends how, don't forget, we don't all have the same starting field, as it were. So we're not all starting from the same place. It depends entirely on what your skin is like when you started. If you started with really bad skin and it really sorts your face out, you'll think it's the second coming. If you have, I have plenty of comments, I just can't say them, Megan Mischief. But if you have okay skin and you want it just for an added oomph, you might be like, that was okay, Do you purge again after taking a long pause from adapalene? Not necessarily, not unless you're acneic. If you're acneic, I would expect you to purge, but not if you are, not if you're just a normal skin. And I hate that saying too. I would say non-aggravated skin. What retinol should I use after a plus, please? What's after a plus? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm disinfecting everything at the moment. I'm 49, never any spots, ever, until now. Massive, painful, no head spots. What do you think hormones? Yes, it will be hormones. That's Lisa Kono. Yes, it will be hormones. You are perimenopausal, my friend. And I can't really reach into the phone and talk to you about your periods or where you're at with all of that. But I would say if you dream about stabbing people and your periods turn up like buses, nothing for months and then 3 at the same time, I would get your hormones checked. Maybe visit your doc. And in terms of products, I would absolutely go down the retinol road. If you are 49, personally, I would go straight to like a Medicate or a Dermatica. Don't faff about. Don't be picking up some 2% ordinary. You need the hardcore goods, my friend. Of course, again, total disclaimer, not everyone pictures hitting people when they're menopausal. That could have just been me. Please, can you share your very expert opinion on Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, please? Oh, I did this in the Moisturizer Live. I think it's great if you are particularly dry or dehydrated. It's not so great if you have acne or you are prone to spots. Oh, wow. Now there's loads. Okay, let's do like 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to make a cup of tea and frankly, I'm going to make Jim make my dinner. Do you know what I mean? Can you use retinol if you think you've got rosacea? Well, if you think you've got rosacea, it depends how old you are, and you should probably talk to your doctor. There are 4 types. Type 1's the most common, and that's kind of like the traditional redness here and maybe on your nose. And then the more extreme ones are where you see like particularly prevalent in older men, where they get the big bulbous nose and it kind of swells and they can have it operated on if they need to be. I'm assuming that's not you. If you have rosacea here and here, you don't really want to aggravate it with a retinol, because rosacea is your sort of skin, it's struggling in the way of turning over. It can also have sort of slight bacterial properties to it. So I would make sure you see your doctor or your derm first and let them clarify. It might just be you've had a mild reaction to something. I mean, you'll know. I'm not here to, educate you when you know your own skin. So I find with most people, if they say, I think it's because of this, if I say to them, yeah, is it that, or do you think it's this? Then they're like, oh, no, it's because I did blah, blah, blah. And then they know what causes it. So rosacea, I would just hold off, or you can, of course, do it here and here, because rosacea tends to be cheeks and nose. But make sure you talk to your doc if you're not sure. And if the rosacea is sore, then no, leave it well alone and look at things like azelaic acid and talk to your doc, please. Thanks. You can use any moisturizer with a retinol, as long as, like I've said before, as long as it's hydrating. And its main function is to deliver eye hydration. And this tells you that I use retinol a lot, because look at the ones I've got here. Hang on. Where's my others? I've got quite a few now. So I have... Don't judge me. Okay, I go from... This is the Jow brand face cream. I've used this up. This I use when I'm retinoling because it's quite rich. This is not for you if you are spotty or prone to acne. Okay, that's that one. Kate Somerville's Peptide Kate, I wouldn't use when I was retinoling. I might sometimes, but to me, this is a serum. I would use this in the morning, right? This is a good example for a nighttime moisturizer on top of retinol. This is the Embryolisse Crème Anti-Age Raffermissante. I'm not even sure if that's right, but this is one that makes me crack up because it says corrector care for established wrinkles. How rude. That's fine. It's not, look, it's like a good normal moisturizer. It's not all singing and dancing, if you know what I mean. Squalane, Biossance Squalane and Probiotic Gel Moisturizer. This is quite a wet moisturizer. Look, I'm into that too. When I say I have a stash, people, I have a stash. Curel, lovely. That's got a nice dent. Again, just hydrating. Murad is probably my most longest used in terms of using over a retinol, because it's hydromatic. Oh my God, I've broken the lid. I did this last night. I screwed it on so tight. I've got to get Jim to get and do it for me. I'll get there. This one of my faves. And then Dr. Dennis Gross Stress Repair Face Cream. This is the newest to my collection. But still, look, I've had a fair old whack. I don't mess about. And then if my face is falling off, you know when you go, oh, no, I need holy water splashing on me now. Ren Evercalm Overnight Recovery Balm. This is like a healthy Vaseline for your face. So I'm not for a second suggesting that you ever put Vaseline anywhere near your face. But look, you can tell I love this too as well. That's had a good delve. This is quite rich, but if you are flaky, this will sort it out in seconds. And there is my moisturizer stash. Okay, so let's just scroll and make sure I've got any others. Is there anything I haven't covered? Do we think I've covered when you use it, what you should use with them? Don't forget, everything I'm saying, you will find much more info in particular products on YouTube. I spent months and months of my life making a series of retinol videos last year. We had like 60 retinols in the office we had to sort through, and then we sent a questionnaire to all the brands, and some responded and one didn't. And then they were like, oh, would you like to try this? I'm like, no, I wouldn't actually, because you didn't send it to me first time round. Now that you've seen how successful it is, you want to see it, yeah? No. Mean. So tomorrow we will do SPF. I use Dr. Jart after retinol. Nice shout. I like Dr. Jart. Oh, I also have Glossier Priming Moisturizer. This is great for if you're retinoling, and it's not expensive, folks. You know, you don't have to spend a fortune, like we've said, on your moisturizer. Look, I like a bit of Glossier skincare. I've said this before. People think I'm like too old for it. I'm like, how dare you? Look, nice little... Oh, yeah. Gone. Oh, very nice. DDG Moisture Cushion. Yes, love a bit of that. When will we find out what's in your next kit? Right, here's the thing. Let's finish with a kit chat. So, we have kits, which, depending on, obviously, continued lockdown and all that sort of thing, at the moment, we still have the kits to go live at a time when the book was supposed to go on sale. Because obviously, most of the kits, we have them in the warehouse. The warehouse is top of the line. I picked top of the line warehouse. They've passed health and safety inspections. People drive to the warehouse. No one's on public transport. So we've taken care of all of that kind of thing. Yes. What I might have to do is drive to my office, because my car is outside my house, right? I can go to my office and bring everything that I need home and film all the videos and all the content here if I need to. Because I can do that without seeing anyone, without coming into contact with anyone. And obviously, because of Jim, we are in general trying to keep isolation. But like I said before, my hubby is high risk. So we're just being uber careful. So I'm going to give it a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to confirm kit details towards the end of April, and all that kind of thing. Now, we have the odd thing that is coming from the US, and they are obviously also in lockdown. So if you are making a note about that, I've just seen something I need to remind you about, because you are spot on, but I'll come to it. So it might be, we have 2 kits. Fine. All right, we have 2 kits. It might be one of the kits has to go on sale with a pre-sale option so that you see what's in both kits and you can decide. One will be ready, one might have to be pre-sale, but it will be worth the wait. That's all I can sort of say at the moment. Just wanted to touch on, which is something we can come back to, because I'm going to finish this week doing these. I'm not going to do lives at the weekend. I was knackered this weekend and I wanted to sleep. So I'm going to do tomorrow's SPF, and then I'll decide tomorrow what we're going to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I would say... I just saw someone ask about B12 injections. B vitamins can trigger acne. For me, I'm fine with B12. I can't do B6. That's me. If I take a B6, or I have anything that has that, like a multivitamin that has it in it, I break out immediately. So bear that in mind. A lot of people think they are getting ready to sort of take really good care of themselves, and they take a supplement. And then the supplement is a multivitamin and it has B vitamins in it, and they break out and they get really disheartened because they think that they've tried everything, including supplementation, and it's not working. So bear that in mind. It's a sweeping generalization. I mean, obviously, I'm not suggesting for a second that multivitamins give you acne. I'm just saying B vitamins absolutely can. A word on the price of the kits, because I know that's what everyone wants to know. Put it this way. We are taking a huge hit in the margin because I recognise now is not the time to bring out a £400 kit. So they will be, yes, there's 2 kits. They will be affordable, and we are looking at payment options because, I mean, I'm not a moron, right? I'm very aware of where we are in the world. I'm very aware of the situation a lot of people are in. So we are going ahead with them because obviously as well, from my point of view, I have 12, 14-ish brands that I've placed orders with who have delivered in good faith. This is my name, and I love these people. They're people behind the brands and my friends. I have to pay them. So the kits are going on sale. And I will do, so yeah, ballpark for the kits is, all I can say is not as expensive as last time, but there will be 2. How's that? Yes, B3 is niacinamide, and I'm not talking about B3. I'm talking about oral vitamin B. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to go and annoy my husband to see if he's made me any dinner, and I bet he hasn't. By the way, feel free to hit me. Oh yeah, you're not going mad. If you're getting injections for pernicious anemia, you will absolutely be struggling with the acne that you get. And the reason I found it out is because I have thalassemia. I also have a blood disorder, not as anywhere like yours. I'm very sorry that you are suffering with that. But yeah, they can, B vitamins are not, it's not the best. Whereas I'm fine with B12. B6 is my killer. I shouldn't say killer. When you're doing lives, you really need to be more careful. B6 is a problem for me. So yeah, hit me up in the comments. Probably the best place for me to find them. Oh, here's one last thing, right? Because as I've made more use of myself and I'm doing these and we're uploading, and of course now I have, it's on Instagram when the IGTV goes live, it's on YouTube, and it's on the blog. I'm going to try and limit myself to an hour a day of doing comments because my screen time last week was 18 hours a day. That's not your fault. It's my fault. But I'm getting repetitive strain injury in my shoulder and my arm. So I will try and condense them all to like 1 hour, and I'll have my timer cube on, which I live by. My timer cube was something that was on the blog years ago on Amazon. It's how I control my ADHD. I focus on one thing, I put the timer on, and then when it beeps, I'm allowed to do something else. But if a squirrel goes past my window, I'm not allowed to be distracted. Yes, I'm under good control. Thank you so much for tuning in. So many of you tune in. It's so nice. Don't worry, Debbie, about the kits. You'll have plenty of time. The kits will go on sale via the blog. It'll be end of April, beginning of May is when you need a heads up. But, I mean, I'd be a fool to put them out before payday, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to go and harass my husband now. Also, Monty thinks he can escape, but the bedroom door's closed.